Snow fell softly onto the frozen streets. The air bit against James Caldwell's face as he stepped out of his black SUV. His daughter Lily sat in the back seat with wide eyes. She pointed toward the bus stop bench where a woman lay slumped against the armrest. Her dress was pink. Her cardigan hung loose, and snow had already settled on her shoulders. "Daddy, is she okay?" Lily asked. James's heart clenched. He walked across the icy sidewalk. He crouched beside the woman. Her hair was tangled. Her breathing was shallow. She stirred and opened her eyes. They were hazel and heavy with exhaustion. "Miss, can you hear me?" James asked softly. She blinked slowly. "I'm fine." "You are not fine," he replied. His voice was steady. "You will freeze out here." Lily had climbed out of the car, despite his instructions. She stood a few feet back with snow gathering on her wool hat. "Daddy, she looks sick." The woman clutched a worn backpack against her chest. "Please, I do not want trouble." James studied her face. "What is your name?" Her lips trembled. "Emily." "Emily," he repeated. He offered his hand. "Come home with me. Just for tonight. A warm bed, food, nothing more. Please." Emily stared at him. Then she glanced at Lily. The girl's eyes were gentle and kind. Emily lifted her hand, at last. It shook as it touched his. The warmth of James's home felt like another world. Golden light filled the tall windows. The faint scent of cinnamon lingered from the housekeeper's baking. Emily sank into the sofa while James fetched a blanket. He draped it over her shoulders. Lily whispered, "Daddy, is she going to live here?" James smiled faintly. "She is our guest tonight." Emily lowered her gaze. "I should not be here." "You should be warm," James said. "That is all that matters." The next morning, Emily sat at the counter with a mug of tea. She looked healthier, though still worn. "I owe you an explanation," she said. "You owe me nothing." "I do," she insisted. Her voice broke slightly. "I was a nurse in the ER. I worked long shifts. I gave everything. Then my mother became sick. I used my savings to care for her. When she passed, I fell behind on bills. I lost my apartment. I lost everything." James listened in silence. "I have been trying to rebuild," Emily continued, "but no one hires someone with gaps in a resume. One night outside turned into another. Soon people stopped seeing me. I became invisible." Lily looked up from her cereal bowl. "But Daddy saw you?" Emily gave a fragile smile. "Yes, he did." Days turned into weeks. Emily stayed in the guest house, though she said she would leave soon. Yet she became part of their daily rhythm. She cooked breakfast. She braided Lily's hair before school. She patched Lily's knee after a fall. Lily adored her. James watched quietly. Each laugh, each gentle touch stirred something in him, a warmth he had not allowed in years. One cold and snowy evening, James returned home late. He heard faint music from the living room. Emily sat on the floor with Lily. They built snowmen out of cotton balls and glue. "Yours looks funny," Lily giggled. "That is art," Emily teased. James leaned against the doorway. His chest ached. Emily looked up. Their eyes locked. The air shifted. Later that night, they shared a glass of wine on the sofa. "Why me?" Emily asked. Her voice was soft. "Why did you stop that night?" James stared into the fire. "Because you were not invisible. You were freezing, and all I thought was, what if that were my daughter one day? What if no one stopped?" Emily's eyes glistened. "And now?" James turned to her. "Now I see someone I do not want to lose." Her hand trembled as it touched his. He did not pull away. The road ahead was not easy. Emily still battled grief and fear. James carried guilt from the past. But they found strength in small things. burnt pancakes that made them laugh, quiet evenings planning charity work together, afternoons when Lily clung to Emily with trust only children know. And Emily found herself rediscovering purpose. She suggested health programs for struggling families. She drafted notes late into the night. James listened with respect. For the first time in years, she felt her voice mattered. James also changed. He was known in the city as a sharp CEO with no patience for weakness. Yet with Emily, he learned to slow down. He learned that silence could hold as much meaning as words. He learned that not every decision needed numbers. Some decisions simply needed courage. One winter storm brought the turning point. Winds howled outside. Lights flickered. Lily grew scared. James rushed around with flashlights. When he returned to the living room, he froze. Emily sat on the sofa with Lily nestled against her. She hummed softly while stroking the child's hair. Lily's eyes were closed. Peace had replaced fear. James felt something break open inside. Not fear, not guilt, love. Emily looked up. Their eyes met. James crossed the room. His voice cracked. Stay. Don't just stay in the guest house. Don't just work beside me. Stay with us. Emily's breath caught. James. I mean it, he said. His voice was sure now. You came into our lives by chance. But it doesn't feel like chance. It feels like home. Please, stay. Tears rolled down Emily's cheeks. She cupped his face. I thought I had lost everything. Maybe I was only waiting to find this. Their lips met. It was not desperate. It was steady. It was a promise. Months passed. Emily moved fully into the house. She became a mother figure to Lily. She became a partner to James, not just in the home, but in his work. Together, they launched a program that provided shelter and medical help for families in crisis. Emily's story gave the work power. James's resources gave it wings. Lily thrived with the new warmth around her. She no longer feared losing her father. She no longer felt alone. She often told Emily, "You saved us." And Emily always whispered back, "You saved me too." Years passed. People spoke of James Caldwell, the powerful CEO, and the widower who found love again. They called it destiny. They called it luck. James knew better. It was a choice. One cold night at a bus stop. A choice to stop, to see, to reach out a hand. Because of that choice, Lily gained a mother. Emily gained a family. James found the love he thought had died forever. Not the kind of love in headlines, the kind built through burnt pancakes, quiet snowstorms, gentle laughter, and whispered promises. The kind that turned a stranger on a bench into the heart of their home.